I guess I want to emphasize we're all in this together. We're working together and on the same page. Well, and that's why what we seek to do with everyone in the community, because it's so important to stay united.
Absolutely. Hello, I'm Brandon Miller. The city of Omro has beautiful parks, active organizations, and thriving businesses. In partnership with Future Omro, the Omro Area Community Center, and proud sponsorship by Miller Auto, we'd like to welcome you inside Omro. We're at the Omro Area Community Center today talking with Mark Wenzel about the community center and their upcoming Rhubarb Festival. Why don't you introduce yourself, Mark, and kind of tell everybody who you are? You're a board member of the community center?
Yes, yeah. Mark Wenzel is my name. I'm the pastor here at in Grace Lutheran Church in Omro. And a few years ago, how I got involved with the community center is Lynn Crum had asked me if I would be willing to serve on the board, because I was looking at trying to get more involved in the community, trying to learn more about the community and get to know people and so on as part of being a pastor. And it's been a real blessing for me to have served on the board, I think since 2023. So it's been very interesting. Learned a lot from the people that are already on the board. Obviously, they are very active, and it's just kind of neat to learn and grow in that and in the community.
Yeah, absolutely. We started doing this because we felt that we weren't involved enough in the community, and with the construction going on and everything,
right.
We thought this is kind of one of the ways that we're giving back to the community and talking about the community events, the businesses, and promoting Omro, as a destination and as a place to live.
So, right. Yeah. Definitely. And I think that's the purpose of the community center is obvious, community. We want people to know about Omro and the area and what's offered here and the good things about it, and to really promote that and be positive. I think that's the key thing, is being positive about what we have with obviously with the businesses and the things that we can bring to people to share in times together, being together. And I think that's very, very important.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about the Rhubarb Festival a little bit. It's this weekend, Saturday the 23rd. Mm-hmm. Lots of pies, lots of other rhubarb goodies.
Yep. Definitely. And it's a big event. It's a big fundraiser for our community center, which we depend on fundraising to help support, since we're a not-for-profit. But yeah, we have great volunteers that are part of that make the pies, pick the rhubarb. Obviously, that's a big deal, and then of course Piggly Wiggly helping with that as far as baking the pies. Jody Jari over there is on our board, and she's very much a worker bee, and she loves doing that, taking care of that for us, and then making the sale or putting the sale on that Saturday, and it is quite an event, and we really like that. So
yeah, absolutely, it's great. Yeah, great so the community donates pretty much all of the rhubarb. Mm-hmm. The community center preps it, if you will.
Yep.
And then Red's Piggly Wiggly bakes all the pies, brings them back here, and we deliver and sell.
That's right.
That's awesome.
And but hopefully you like rhubarb. I know not everybody likes rhubarb, but that's okay, because there's a lot of people that love it. So
yeah, I love rhubarb.
That's key. Yeah, I like it too. My wife doesn't care for it too much, but it's interesting how that can be. But yeah, it's definitely a big deal for our community center. So yeah.
About how many pies do you make and sell?
Well, the goal is we try to get about 300 sold, but it's usually about 175 or so, and that's a pretty good.
300 pies is a lot of pies.
It is,
for sure.
And never underestimate it, though. You never know what. Especially again, hopefully this word gets out, and coming up, they can come this Saturday and buy them all up. That'd be great.
That's excellent. So you've got the ambulance services in attendance also.
Yes, they're going to be here. The new ambulance service for Omro, the Southwest Emergency Services ambulance, will be here from 10 to noon on Saturday. So that'll be good too.
Awesome. And they're going to have their units here so that people can look at them, see what everything.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I think that's the purpose of that, since the ambulance service from Oshkosh no longer serves us, and obviously it's a big need. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that'll be good to have that visibility for our community.
Sure.
Definitely.
What hours does the Rhubarb Festival run?
Runs from 8 a.m. to noon on Saturday. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what we usually run it by. Yeah.
So the Rhubarb Festival has been going on for over 20 years, which has really become a staple in the community
Yes.
as an annual event.
Yes, I think there was one year where I know we didn't do it. I think it was 2 years ago because we were coming over to the new building and it was just too much going on at the time and all of that. But other than that, yeah, it's been a big event, and we really want to have it because obviously, like I said, it's helps our community center for our fundraising. But again, it's a staple of the community.
Brings the community together,
Mm-hmm.
gives people a place to gather and mingle and
Right.
and talk and enjoy some rhubarb snacks.
Yes, definitely.
So during the Rhubarb Festival, there's also going to be pork sandwiches and other rhubarb treats, if you will,
Yes.
other than just pies.
Correct. Yes. Yeah, that'd be good too, because obviously, especially, you don't even have to be closer to lunch to have a good old pork sandwich, but
For sure.
that's nice to have in addition. So, right.
Make sure you come down to the Rhubarb Festival at the Community Center on Saturday and
Yep.
pick up your pies. And for anybody that pre-ordered their pies or wants to pre-order, you can still do pre-orders and pick up your pre-ordered pies on Saturday as well.
That is correct. You can do that, and that if it makes things easier, that's awesome. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about the community center as a whole, if you will, or as an organization. You have a lot of daily events that reoccur weekly.
Yes.
A lot of great programs for all ages, really.
There's always activity here, obviously. Groups that come in. I know there's an exercise group that's been meeting at least every other week. I know my wife's involved with that. But they have the Rooster Club, a group of people that come and gather in the mornings for some fellowship and that.
You have the coffee clutch.
Coffee Clutch, yeah, that's correct. Yep. And they're here. And again, offering that community aspect, people being together and being able to, just enjoy that time and in a relaxed atmosphere.
Absolutely.
Type of thing. And
Yeah.
So,
And we got the chair exercises on Mondays. The Omro Community website is super informative. It has the full calendar of events on their website. You can pop on and see everything that's happening
Yes.
on there. There's a lot of good events.
Right.
Strong bodies,
yes, that's a big thing here, for that.
Tai Chi,
Yeah.
just all kinds
Yeah,
of
it's
great
really, that's why
events.
it's kind of hard to keep it all up track of it because there's just so much going on. So,
Every day there's something going on at the
and
community
that's
center.
exactly what we want, right? Because that's why we're here, and that's why it's important for our funding, because like I said, we're not a for-profit organization, so we depend a lot on these, like the Rhubarb Fest. We also have coming up on June the 1st, it's called Cause of the Monday at Vines and Rushes Winery on County E, just outside of Ripon. For nonprofit organizations, from 4 to 8 p.m., all the food sales that are sold during that time, 25% of those sales goes to the nonprofit organizations. So we're really encouraging the community to come out there and enjoy some good food, pizza, of course, have your glass of wine or beer, and enjoy, again, fellowship as well there. And so that, like I said, that's a big thing there as well. Plus we, plan other events throughout the course of the year where we, again, towards, some fun activities. In August, we had our first annual Pirate Fest. And that seemed to be a good hit. In fact, it was kind of fun because we had a dunk tank there, and so willing volunteers, including yours truly, got to sit in the dunk tank and was dunked into the water, of course. But that was a fun time, and it was throughout the day. And for the first year, I thought that went really, really well. And despite the weather changes a little bit, we had some storms that rolled in, but that was really a nice thing. So we have a firecracker raffle. That's tickets are being sold right now. So $5 a ticket.
So with the firecracker raffle, there's 10 individual winners. Each of them are $250, and then that name or that ticket actually gets put back in and has an opportunity to be drawn again.
Yes.
So there's 10 winners of $250
Yes.
for that firecracker raffle.
Yes.
That's a great raffle.
It is, and should be a good seller. And I know tickets are on sale right now. And check with, I think we'll be selling them at the Piggly Wiggly, and any of our board members will have tickets to sell if they want to reach us and purchase, and they can purchase as many as they want.
And the Omro Community Center is open from 8:30 until 3, Monday through Friday, so they can come in and pick up raffle tickets or come view the beautiful new facility. And when I say new, it's they've been here for about 3 years, but
Yeah.
it's a wonderful facility that you should come in and check out.
It is, yes, and you're right. Yeah, that's when they can stop in for that. And if you haven't, if you haven't stopped to see it, then you really should, because a lot of hard work that went into it, a lot of some consternation at times, wondering if what the costs and all that. But it's all been a great blessing, and it's really worked out well. And we're very thankful that we have a place, and there's a place for people, because I know when the community center moved out of their former place, wondering what to do next, this came up, and again, all kind of fell into place in due time. So
Yeah.
I'm very thankful. So yeah, I think people would really appreciate it, seeing it, and what we're able to offer in this building.
Yeah, the facility is absolutely beautiful. And you can rent out the facility also.
Yes.
For events, for anniversaries, weddings,
Yep.
whatever your personal event might be.
Yeah, we encourage that if people are looking for a place to have their, a grad party or a bridal shower or whatever, to consider the community center for that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, so a great place to have your personal event. So the community center is really fueled by the community and by volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
As with every organization, there's always volunteer openings. It doesn't have to be like a permanent thing. I mean, you can volunteer for a specific event, or you can volunteer. I saw on the website that they're looking for somebody that might help with keeping up grounds work or what have you. There's a lot of volunteer opportunities. If you're looking for a way to give back to the community, reach out to the community center. And,
Yeah.
There's probably a great volunteer opportunities that would fit right in
Yes.
into somebody's wheelhouse.
I don't believe we would turn anyone away who'd want to do something or help out in some way, especially if they bring, their own gifts to the table. Like if if something needs to be fixed, and obviously we could pay somebody to do that. But if somebody says, "Hey, I'd be willing to fix that," and because I'd like to help out and donate that, hey, wonderful, or like you said, groundskeeping, whatever. I know we've had a couple people do that already, and that's really great. And I think it makes you, feel part of, hey, I've helped out,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
It makes you feel good in that. And we're all in this, as we always say, we're all in this together, and it benefits everyone, and that's a big thing.
Yeah, I would imagine that moving the facility right on Main Street has helped visibility quite a bit also, and is gaining some attention that maybe, because you were kind of off the beaten path a little bit,
Right.
Previously. Now, with the location right on Main Street, I see you got your Rhubarb Festival flyers or signs out front.
Yep.
So just gives a whole lot more visibility to the organization.
Yes, and I know with the construction and with Main Street now kind of semi-shut down because of the project N21, that's why it's called Main Street, right? Everybody's, they go past here, they see it. We have and of course, a regular sign that identifies us as the community center is out there and all of that. And I think that has more well-known as time has gone on, obviously, and we've really tried to promote that and to tell people where we're at, and it seems to be working well that way.
Sure.
Yeah, and so, but I guess I reemphasize again like I said, we depend on, it's a nonprofit, so we're very much, this board, I'm not speaking for me, because there's a lot of other board members that put a lot more time in other things than I've been able to at times, but they work very hard at trying to, keeping that going, because they see the importance of it, and so that's why, again, any type of donation by anyone, or like you said, with physical labor or monetary if they want, that's so welcomed in that. But again, because we want to keep this going, we want to keep this momentum and being part of that. And I think if people saw that even more, I think they'd say, yeah, this is definitely something that's needed for our community.
Absolutely. And if you go on the website, the community center has made it very easy to do monetary donations as
Yes.
well. They've got a donate page right on there.
Right.
You can do a one-time donation. You can do a monthly donation.
Yes.
Very easy to make that small contribution or large contribution.
Right.
Without even having to leave your home.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, very easy to do that, and, that's why we say, we welcome it if they would like to do that.
So another service that the community center offers is there's programming events that kind of teaches people how to get better at a skill or what have you. They have a knitting program. If somebody has a talent or knows how to do something that could benefit others, they're always willing to add on new programs as well. So, if somebody maybe is versed in sewing and sewing machines, they could bring in the sewing machines, obviously with planning, and have classes on anything that might be of interest to somebody.
Yeah, we invite them to contact the community center and, to set something up to, partner in that, because that's, again, would be a service to the community, or a help to the community. So
Sure.
that definitely would be part of our mission.
So 3 years ago, you opened the new community center.
Mm-hmm.
Previous to moving to this community center, the financial constraints were a lot less because you didn't have a mortgage, so forth. When we moved to this new location, beautiful facility, but now we've got a mortgage that we've got to pay. We've got more expenses that we have to pay.
Right.
And that kind of hinders it's a necessary evil, but it prevents from doing more for the community. So the goal of the community center at this point is to get that mortgage paid down as fast as possible.
I like to look at it as far as my pastor said coming out of me is, God uses all things for good, to those who love him. And I think, at the time when we moved from the older building, we kind of wondered, what are we going to do? And definitely that was a blessing where we didn't have that mortgage, like you said. The good thing about here is it is, now refurbished and like new, and it's our own. However, with that comes, like you said, a mortgage, and that is something that we certainly want to get paid off as soon as we possibly can, because once that's done, what'll be really nice is then that frees up so many more opportunities, and we can expand some services and whatnot and not have to worry about that. So that would be the blessing in that. So yes, that is definitely something that's on our hearts and our minds, and we're always thinking about that, like anyone who has a mortgage would be doing,
for sure,
whether at home or business. But I believe that in due time that will take care of itself. And again, that's why like I said, donations towards that are certainly welcomed, and why we do the events we do. And yet at the same time, the great thing is we're still doing things for the community and offering that. So I think that's what we have to look at, is that, hey, they're doing this even in spite of the mortgage, and they're working that down. And
absolutely,
once we get to that zero balance, which will be a great blessing,
absolutely,
then we can really make things go. So yeah.
So yeah, obviously with mortgage comes expense. And something that somebody may not realize is that all of the programs that the community center put on is not really fundraising. There are partnerships with others that is giving back to the community. The reoccurring programs like the Coffee Clutch and the Rooster and Hen Club, chair exercise, all of these are ways that the community center gives back to the community, and not fundraising opportunities for them. The fundraising opportunities is really their means, besides the monetary donations, to pay that mortgage and other bills that are associated with it.
Yes, that's correct. And I think that's a very important thing to keep in mind here, is that we're not looking to, every little thing goes, and otherwise, I think if that were the case, we'd be charging a lot more. And I think that just shows that this is what we're about, and that's why, again, we're doing those other fundraising opportunities and rentals too. Rentals help towards that.
Sure.
But, that's really what it's for. And then again, that's it seems to be working. It's working out. I mean, it's sometimes we're a little nervous at times, but again, it always seems to come through. And God is, I always say God is good, and He's done a great thing for us here, I think, and that's what trust that it will continue that way, and we'll soon, move forward and whatever we can do. So. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing all the events that you put together, and really for a nonprofit organization to have a facility that is open from 8:30 to 3 Monday through Friday. That's an accomplishment in itself, and you guys should be really proud of that, because there's a lot of community centers out there that, are open a couple days a week, or maybe a small window during the day. So for you guys to be able to maintain the facility, have it staffed from that 8:30 until 3 every day, have a welcoming place, you guys are doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, thank you. Yeah.
It's definitely a asset to the community.
Yeah.
And anybody that hasn't experienced the community center should really come in, see what it's about,
Right.
get involved, and bring a program idea and participate.
Yeah. Welcome anyone, anytime. Come on down, check it out, and please become part of the community center in whatever way you're led to do that. So we really appreciate that.
Well, I want to thank you for inviting us in to do a podcast episode on the community center, and also thanks for the partnership with us. For those that don't know, the community center has graciously opened their doors to us. So if we get a smaller business that we may not be able to do a podcast directly in their business, or another organization that doesn't have the facilities, the community center has opened the doors to us that we can do podcasts here. So
Yes.
Great for the community. Keep up the good work, guys, and we appreciate all that you guys do.
Yeah, well, thank you, and we appreciate you coming in and interviewing and learning more about the community center. Maybe just one last thing, and I guess I want to emphasize again, obviously community center, but we're all in this together. We're working together and on the same page. And that's why what we seek to do with everyone in the community, because it's so important to stay united.
Absolutely.
That. So, yep.
Community thrives together.
Right. Exactly.
For sure. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap.